Okay, so the subject of the shiur, Shabbat מבורכים. What is Shabbat מבורכים? We all hear about the concept of Shabbat מבורכים. What is Shabbat מבורכים? Today, בעזרת השם, נעשה ונצליח, והשם עלינו ברחמיו ירוויח. So anyone have any idea what is Shabbat מבורכים before we start?
Bless the Rosh Chodesh before the month, before the last Shabbos before the end of the month.
Okay. But why? Why dafka on Shabbos? Because it's holy day, so why you don't do it on the day like they used to do it in Bet HaMikdash? Do you understand? In Bet HaMikdash, we used to bless the months on a day. So we'll see why. You're not far, but you're there, easy. Huh?
On the day you bless it anyway.
We don't say a special blessing. What do we say?
You say,
You say Levy, but it's not blessing. You say Hallel. Hallel is Mizmor Tehillim. Hallel is Mizmor Tehillim, but you don't bless it. You understand what I'm saying? We'll see now. So Shabbat Mevorchim, first of all, we have to understand that Shabbat Mevorchim, we say in the Shabbos before Rosh Chodesh, like Anthony mentioned. And on that Shabbat Mevorchim, we davening, we praying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that renew for us the new months, okay, with prosperity, with health, with Yirat Shamayim, with the fear of heaven, and all the extra brachot that we have there. So we have to understand that the main idea of Shabbat Mevorchim, that we're blessing the months, that we're praying for the blessing in the months. That usually happens straight after Kriyat Torah on Shabbos and just before Musaf. That's when it happened. Where is the source for it? The source for it actually brought by Rabbi David Abu Darham. Rabbi David Abu Darham lived in the 14th century. He's from Spain. And he bring the source that he said that the Geonim, let me give you an idea when they lived. They lived in the 6th century until the 11th century. That was the time of the Geonim, and they constitute the Birkat Shabbat Mevorchim, to bless the months. Where is it come originally? In a time that the Sanhedrin was exist, people used to come and used to give a testimony that they saw the moon wherever they saw, and which side, what size, where, and what. And if the testimony was right, the Sanhedrin used to check them, and if it's right, they used to bless the moon. But because today that we don't have Sanhedrin, and there's no one come the Geonim and say, you're going to bless it. You as a Jewish people are going to bless it. And now we're going to get to why dafka on Shabbat. That's going to lead us why dafka on Shabbat. Because when the Sanhedrin was exist, all the Jewish people used to come and they used to bless the months together. So what's happening on Shabbat? Shabbat is the only day that there is many people in shul. There's the usual people that come to daven Shacharit, Mincha, and Maariv. But if you look on Shabbat, the shul is much full. More people. It's a day that more people come to shul because it's a holy day. Sorry? So what happened? Because there is a lot of people, the idea is to announce to everyone that they will know Seder Mefarshim when it's the new month. Why is it? That they will know when is Rosh Chodesh, and well they know is where is Rosh Chodesh, they can plan their davening. That's one idea. The other opinion is, like Stephen say, Berov Am Hadrat Melech. What does it mean, Berov Am Hadrat Melech? How would you say it in English?
Many people.
When there is a lot of people, that's when there is more sanctifying of the name of the Almighty. So what's happened? In Shabbat, we know that most of the people come to shul. There's a lot of people coming to shul. And because there is a lot of people, we do it dafka on Shabbat. The third opinion why, and that's brought by the Mishnah Berurah, that the woman will know when is Rosh Chodesh. Did you understand what I'm saying? That woman will know when is Rosh Chodesh. You listening, woman? Why? Listen what Hazal tell us. Hazal say that the main idea behind it, that the woman will know when is Rosh Chodesh, because in Rosh Chodesh, woman, there is a custom that woman doesn't do any job. Now all the men look a bit worried. The woman happy, huh? What is it? There is a custom that in Rosh Chodesh, women should not do any melacha. Where does it come from? Hazal explained like this. Who didn't sin in a golden calf? Woman, by not giving the gold. You remember? HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, I will reward you. That every Rosh Chodesh, you don't have to do any work at home. It's only a minhag. It's a custom. Come the fourth opinion. And the fourth opinion, it's more according to the Kabbalistic. What did we say on Friday night in Kabbalat Shabbat? Ki hi mekor habracha, nachon? Nachon? That's from the song of Rabbi Shlomo al Kabetz Levy. Levy al Kabetz. He wrote Lecha Dodi, nachon? What did we say? Ki hi mekor habracha. Come the Kabbalistic rabbis say that before you bless the moon, if you want to have the Rosh Chodesh, if you want to have a decent Rosh Chodesh with a lot of prosperity, with a lot of blessing, what you should do? Do it on Shabbat. Because the Shabbat is the source to all the prosperity. So that's why on a Shabbat, before Rosh Chodesh, like we have this Shabbat, we bless the moon. And we ask for blessing that's going to be good for us. We ask for health, for wealth, that we should have the fear of heaven, that we should worship HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and no other Has v'Shalom. So what does it mean? We see from here the main idea is, number one, that everyone gather together usually on Shabbat. Even those that don't come during the week come on Shabbat, and then we bless the moon. We bless the Chodesh. Not only that, not to bless the moon, bless the Chodesh. The other opinion is that the woman will know, so they don't do any melacha. The third opinion, that they will know when it's Rosh Chodesh, because people are so busy, they might going to forget. The fourth one, according to the Kabbalistic, that Shabbat is the source to all the prosperity, from that we get all the brocha. That's why we bless the Chodesh, the month. Now, as you all see, when we daven Amidah, we stand up, nachon? But when the Torah is out and we read the Torah on Shabbat, we don't stand up, nachon? Why dafka when it's come to bless the moon, we have to stand up? Do you ask yourself? There is no minhag that we should sit, there is minhag to stand up. No. When we say the birkat HaChodesh, that when we bless Shabbat Mevorchim, when we bless the months, what did we do? We stand up. Why? Did you ask yourself why? So the custom come again from the time of the Sanhedrin. And the time of the Sanhedrin, when they used to bless Shabbat, they used to bless the moon, they used to stand up. In honor of that blessing that we're doing on Shabbat, we have to stand up. It's a custom to remember what happened when the Sanhedrin was exist. Now, how many times a year we say Shabbat Mevorchim?
11 times.
11 times. Okay. Huh?
11 times.
Huh?
11 times a year, yeah.
He say 11 times a year.
Sorry, what is the question?
How many times we say Shabbat Mevorchim? We bless the months.
11 times a year.
11 times. You agree with him? Everyone agree with him? Okay. So can I contradict? Would you mind? Can I contradict?
Leap year.
Oh, if there is a leap year. So we say Birkat HaChodesh on a normal year, 11 times.
That's what I mean.
On a leap year, we say 12 times. And a leap year, how many months we have? 13. Nachon? On a normal year, we have 12. So we see from here that In a normal year, we say 11 times. In a leap year, we say 12. Okay? Listen what the Mishnah Berurah say. The Mishnah Berurah say in Siman Taf Yud Zayin. Taf Yud Zayin, 417, Seif Katan Aleph. That means verse 1. He said that he bringing another opinion. There is another month that we doesn't do Shabbat Mevorchim. Which one is it? Chodesh? No, that's the one that we don't do. There's another month above that. Chodesh Av. The month of Av. Bring the Mishnah Berurah. Why? Because the month of Av, Chodesh al Poranut. What it means, Chodesh al Poranut? It's a month that there is a lot of problem to the Jewish people. And that's what Hazal tell us, Mishenichnas Av, when the months of Av become on us, mema'atim besimcha. And we see that we have that 9 days in the month of Av that we mourning. Nachon? So we see from here that the most common opinion is the Chodesh Tishrei that we don't say. We'll explain why Dafka Chodesh Tishrei. The months of Av that we don't say because it's Chodesh al Poranut. There's a lot of bad things that happened to the Jewish people. As you know, that's when the Meraglim came and they given their report and they say that, and they spoke Lashon Hara about Eretz Yisrael. Then we know about the destruction of the temple happened in Chodesh of Av. Therefore, Hazal tell us that there is opinion that also in Av not to mention it. Okay.
So then we shouldn't say Hallel on Rosh Chodesh Av either. If it's that reason.
No, what do you answer him? How would you answer Marky?
Because 2/3 of the month is okay. It's the first 10 days. It's
Not only that, what's happening in Tu B'Av? What is the Gemara say? Lo hayu yamim tovim liYisrael keTu B'Av. You understand? So it's not all the months. Okay, Shirkoah, Marky. That means that you're with me. I was thinking that you're not listening to me. Baruch Hashem, you're always listening to me. Let's move on. But now the question becomes, why on Tishrei, the month of Tishrei, we don't mention it? I'm going to bring 3 different opinions. I'm going to bring the Mishnah Berurah. I'm going to bring the Sha'ar HaTziyun. Sha'ar HaTziyun is a commentary in a Mishnah Berurah. Okay, not all the Mishnah Berurah have Sha'ar HaTziyun. Some of them doesn't have. Okay, and I'm going to bring the Baal Shem Tov also. The Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh. I'm bringing 3 different opinions. So the most common opinion that we all know that Sha'ar HaTziyun bring in a Mishnah Berurah in Siman Taf Yud Zayin, that's mean 417, verse 2. There he explained, you know why we don't say in Tishrei, we don't bless the months of Tishrei?
We're being judged on Rosh Hashanah.
No, because he said that everyone know that Tishrei is Rosh Hashanah. It's a day of judgment. Everyone know when is Rosh Hashanah. Ask everyone, will tell you Aleph Tishrei. No one doesn't know. Everyone know. He said, therefore, we don't have to say. That's Sha'ar HaTziyun. But the thing is a bit more complicated, and that's what Anthony mentioned. In a month of Tishrei, in Rosh Hashanah, what's happening to all the world? HaKadosh Baruch Hu judge everyone. Everyone, every single person. Not every single person, every country. What's going to happen in a country? Which country going to have war? Which country going to have famine, Chas v'Shalom? Which country will have prosperity? What's going to happen with everyone? The Mefarshim explain, we don't want to remind the Satan, the evil inclination, when he is Rosh Hashanah. Why? Because then he's going to criticize against us. Because we are normal human beings, we're not angels. We all make mistake. In that case, Hazal say, don't say the blessing, because then if you don't mention when it's going to be Rosh Chodesh, he wouldn't know when it's Rosh Hashanah and he can't criticize against us. You follow? Yeah.
9 times.
Huh?
Because you cancelled Av and Tishrei, so we mention it from
I don't understand.
We mentioned it 9 times. You said 11, and then Tishrei we don't mention it, and on Av we don't mention it. So it's on Av.
I didn't understand. We don't mention Tishrei. There is 12 months a year, נכון? Take the months of Tishrei. How many months left? 11. נכון? I said that there is a custom that some people say that you don't say an Av, but we don't follow that. You understand? So it's only 11 in a normal year. In a leap year, it's 12, because there's 13 months. You understand? Okay. The Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh explained, listen what he explained. He explained that the main reason that we don't say Shabbat Mevorchim on Chodesh Tishrei, you know why? Because Shabbat of Tishrei, the Chodesh of Tishrei, who bless it? It's come direct blessing from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We can bless it. All the rest of the year, we bless it. That means that the blessing that we having come from who? From us. We bless those months. That means, in a normal year, 11 months, when we stand and we blessing, everyone according to his focus, according to his concentration on the blessing of the month, he draw the prosperity. That means on Shabbat, before Rosh Chodesh Rabotai, when you sit and you say the bracha, חדש עלינו את החודש הזה לטובה ולברכה, נכון? לכלכלה טובה, for prosperity. If you focus with that, that's what you draw up from heaven. That means the drawing of the prosperity for every month come from when? From the Shabbos before. That's for 11 months. Said the Baal Shem Tov, but when it's come to Chodesh Tishrei, the month of Tishrei, HaKadosh Baruch Hu blesses directly. He doesn't need us. That means the month of Tishrei, blessed by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We follow? Any question before we continue? Please, any question? No. Now, what we don't do in Shabbat Mevorchim, if Shabbat Mevorchim fall on a Shabbat, it's always on Shabbat, what we don't do, that we usually do, Haskarat Neshamot, נכון? And we don't say Av Rahamim, נכון? Why? Did you ask yourself why? So, the Rama, Rabbi Moshe Isserlich, explained like this. And he said in Or HaHaim, also it's brought in a Mishnah Berurah, in Saif Resh Pei Dalet, that means 284, in verse 7, and a Mishnah Berurah it's in verse 17. He said that the Shabbat, that we bless the months, okay, we don't say it. And the main reason for it, you know why? Why we don't say it? Because that day is a day of joy, a day of simcha. Why? Because we drawing the prosperity, we're trying to bring down the prosperity for all the months on that day. We ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu for Yirat Shamayim, for the fear of heaven, number one. We ask for health, for wealth, and all the rest. He says a day of joy and happiness. How can you suddenly bring sadness? It doesn't fit one with each other. So if it's a day of sadness, a day of happiness, you can't mention Haskarat Neshamot. Haskarat Neshamot, just for everyone to understand, is to do Haskara. To remember to mention the deceased. If you mention the deceased, it's called sadness. Therefore, say Arama, you don't do it in Shabbat Mevorchim. We follow? Ado, here become a different custom. The Ashkenazim don't say, we say, no, help me, Haskarat Neshamot and Av Rahamim. The Sfaradim Ado, listen to the custom, they do Haskarat Neshamot, but they don't do it the same like the Ashkenazim. Because the Sfaradim all year around say, every Shabbos, HaMerachem Hu Yirachem. That's how the Sfaradim say. But they don't do it like the Ashkenazim, that they do Haskarat Neshamot. They just do it one person and they do it for everyone. You understand what I'm saying? So there is not really so much sadness. And that's the custom of the Sephardim. Now, I'm going to go with you to a minhag I'm sure that not many of you know. The minhag of Hasidut Chabad. What they do in Shabbat Mevorchim. Anyone have any idea? That's no one here is a Levy, so I'll help you. The sixth Rebbe. The sixth Rebbe of the Chabad was Rabbi Yosef Yitzhak Schneerson. He was the sixth Rebbe. And he said that there is a custom on Shabbat Mevorchim before Tfilat Shachrit, that means before you start to daven Shachrit on Shabbos, listen to that carefully what the custom is to complete the Sefer Tehillim. Now, how long does it take to say Sefer Tehillim? How much? Huh? I'll do it you a deal. I'll give you 3 hours, and you read it with me. And I think I can read a little bit of Hebrew. Little bit. To say the book of Tehillim, there is 150 chapters before the davening. That's the custom of the Chabad that constitute but the sixth Rebbe. But you know, I want to tell you, I heard the shi'ur from Rav Ben Tion Mutzafi. And he said, if a person can say Tehillim before he daven, it's opened the heaven. And not for nothing, the Rebbe, the sixth Rebbe said to them to say, because when you're saying Tehillim, you open the heaven. And when you start davening Shachrit, and then you're saying Shabbat Mevorchim, you bless the months, and then you say Musaf, the prosperity, basically the heaven is open, so it just come direct to you. You follow? That's from Rav Ben Tion Mutzafi. Any question before we conclude? So we see from here that Shabbat Mevorchim, it's a matter of fact, it's a minhag that been constituted to us during the time of the Geonim, that was between the 6th century to the 11th century. And we explain why Dafka on Shabbos it have to be, why we do it in Amida, why we have to stand up, which months we don't say it, and why we don't say it in the month of Tishrei, and why we don't mention Askarat Neshamot on that day. We see the importance of Shabbat Mevorchim. Be'ezrat Hashem, now that we know a little bit about Shabbat Mevorchim, when we stand up in the front of Shabbat Mevorchim next time, and we focus on the brachot, and the blessing, and the prosperity that the person can draw for him all week, he'll do it with full kavanah, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will listen to our praise, please God, and will send us Mashiach Tzidkenu b'mera b'yameinu, amen, ken yeh ratzon.